Yo, Saturn people. Okay, so today I want to talk about E3 AF by Dizzee Rascal. It's the seventh studio album by Mr. Raskit. Just came out on Friday, so a few days back as I'm recording this. Been listening to it a bunch of times since then. Made some notes, jotted down some opinions and some thoughts, and yeah, let's talk about this. But make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff, and let's get into Mr. Raskit's latest release. So E3 AF. Now, real quick for those who might not know, E3 is the Electronics Entertainment Expo. They do it every year. It's a big event. You know, they showcase the latest video game stuff coming out over the next year, talking about the latest gaming technology and all kinds of cool stuff, indie games, AAA games. Big event. They do it every year. This year, of course, because of COVID, didn't quite happen, so they did it online. But that's not what Mr. Raskit is talking about. E3 in this case refers to a postal area. So in London, you have different postal areas. There's E for East, N for north, northwest, south, southeast, southwest. Interestingly enough, there is no northeast postcode, but yeah, east postcode, and you have E1, E2, E3, and so on. There are other different areas, but those are the main ones in London, and that's what he's talking about. E3 postal area over on the east side of London, and then AF. I'm sure you can figure that one out. All right, so yeah, E3 AF. Now, my experience listening to this album, so I felt like the first part of this album was really just about, you know, enjoying life, you know, like positive energy, being positive, being true to yourself, you know, not getting involved with like all the nonsense and that kind of stuff, just trying to enjoy life as much as possible, living your best life. And then the next part of the album, the sort of second part of the album, that's where he goes in a bit more grittier. So still kind of some of the same themes about just, you know, being true to yourself, but a little bit more grittier. So it's like he's talking about people making assumptions about it, and based on, you know, things that they might have seen. He's talking about life in the east side of London, and again, just not wanting to deal with a lot of that dumb stuff and time wasters and things like that. But still in the same sort of being yourself, being true to yourself, but just a little bit more grittier. And then the last song just kind of ends on like this positive energy, you know, be incredible, you know, be the best version of yourself. So let's talk about these songs now. It's 10 songs, so I can mention all of them. If there was like 100 songs, there's only 10, so we good. Alright, so God Knows is the first song, and this is what he's talking about, just making improvements to his life. You know, he's like not partying as hard as he used to, like drinking and stuff like that, and meditating. He started meditating, you know, making changes to his life in a positive way. But you know, don't test man, don't test man. You know, man comes for a check, and a check is what he expects. So that's what I felt that was about, just like being true to myself, being the best version of myself, making improvements to my life, but at the same time, hey, look, just because I'm being kind, don't take my kindness for a weakness. You know what I mean? If I come for a check, the check is what I expect. Then that's too much. Where he's talking about, you know, just gotta be yourself, right? Just gotta be yourself. I'm not really down with all the extra stuff, you know, all the flashy stuff, posing and there's fancy cars, all that. He's not into that, you know. He just wants to be yourself. All that extra stuff, nah, that's too much. That's too much. So it's just about being himself, being true to himself, and allowing all that extra stuff. You know, he's not into that. Then LLLL, which is love, life, live large, talking about enjoying life, protecting your energy. Chip is featured on this song, and he says, I've got to limit my access, move more like a Dizzee, where he's just talking about limiting the amount of people around him, because I feel like sometimes, you know, you have too many people around you, everybody's trying to get something from you, your energy can feel real depleted real quick. So sometimes you kind of got to limit your access a little bit and be like, you know what, I'm only going to spend time with this person for now, and maybe this person later on. But sometimes you kind of got to limit your access, just so you can protect your energy and just don't feel too drained. And in fact, Chip is featured on a song by Little Sims, where he says, you see an MC, I see a hoe, and a similar sort of thing there, where it's just like sometimes, yeah, you can't be everywhere, because you're just giving too much of yourself, and sometimes you need to just take a step back and be like, you know what, let me limit what I'm doing right now. That way I can be the best version of myself in these areas, rather than trying to give out too much. So I feel like that's what they're trying to say there. You know, no need for drugs, to stay positive. Body Loose, which is like a party banger, you know, to enjoying life, enjoying the party. Maybe not partying too hard, like the, you know, hardcore, maybe not quite like that, but still, you know, have a good time at the party, you know, dance, all that kind of stuff. There's a line that says, shake your batty like it's on fire, and you know, I'm going to be using that line for years to come. I'm sure I like that line a lot. Shake your batty like it's on fire. You know, the imagery of just like when you're dancing is like, yeah, you just get into it, let's shake your batty like it's on, you know what. Yeah, big up for that line, man. I like that one a lot. I like that one a lot. Next time I'm on the dance floor, I'm gonna shake my body like it's on fire. And then you don't know. This is where it starts to maybe get a little bit more grittier. So he's talking about, people make assumptions about, his life based on what they might see on Instagram or other places, things like that. But you don't know me. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know. So it's like, yeah, calm down, man, calm down. Energies and powers. He's talking about like regrets that he's had, things that he's wished happened, or maybe things that didn't happen. He talks about a friend that he had a falling out with, and then that friend passed away right before his child was born, and then he didn't go to the funeral because other people there he didn't like. So he's just talking about things that have happened where he's like, looking back on it and kind of reflecting on what he's done and things that happened in his life and stuff like that. East Sides, and this is featuring Kano. And if you put Kano on your track, then you got a banger. Like, real talk. If you got Kano on your track, automatic banger right there. But yeah, this is no exception. This tune goes hard. I say between this and Body Loose are like my favorite tracks on the album. But yeah, this goes hard. He's just talking about what might happen or what could happen if you got to go to war. You know what I mean? Man's trying to be positive. But if we go to war, then we go to war. You know what I mean? So he's talking about that. And there's a line where he talks about being steady since 5 channels on the telly. And Matthew is like, yo, listen, Dizzee, man, you just killed that line. And then Kano comes out with I got one in. I'm Van Gogh's like, yo, dude, Kano, listen, you mans are killing it. You mans are killing this track. You know what I mean? You mans are killing this track. But then act like talking about, yeah, don't waste people's time. Don't be an idiot about things. Like, don't be disrespectful. Sometimes people might act all like, coy or whatever, and this, that, and the other. But it's like, look, you know why we're here. Don't act like you don't know. Act like you know. Don't act like you don't know. Act like you know, because you're just wasting people's times when he's trying to be like, oh, this is what we're... No, look, you know why we're here. Don't pretend you don't know why we're here. Act like you know what I mean? And then don't be dumb. And this is a Dizzee with Ocean Wisdom, and they're just going fast on this one. They are spitting fast and hard. Like, real talk, I struggled to keep up with this one. I even had like the lyrics on screen trying to read it at the same time, and it's like, it's just too much for me. It's too much. But from what I can tell, it's really just echoing what they were saying, what Dizzee was saying in Act Like You Know, but just going harder, going a bit deeper with it. And then the last song, Be Incredible, where be the best version of yourself. Trying to understand you're not perfect. We're not perfect, but you can't give in to a lot of that nonsense, because that just detracts you from what you're really trying to do. You can travel the world, strive for greatness, but be incredible. So yeah, those are the tracks. And yeah, for me, overall, 33 minutes, 10 songs, that's all that was needed. I feel like anytime an album is less than 40 minutes, there's the danger of it feeling too short, right? But you know what, if all you need is 30 minutes, take 30 minutes. Don't add like 5 other tracks just to make it longer. There's no point. If all you need is 20 minutes, take 20 minutes. If all you need is 10 minutes, take 10 minutes. This track, if this album, it feels like all they needed was 33 minutes. 10 tracks, 33 minutes. I feel like he got out everything that he needed to say. He created the feelings and got out the messages that he wanted to say, and that's that all in that time. It doesn't feel too short. It doesn't feel too long. It feels just right. And because it is a relatively short album, you could pretty much throw on whenever, right? When you're back from work or whatever, maybe even before work, on the way to work, you just kind of throw it on and listen to it, get yourself in a good mood. You can listen to it like when you drive in, just like, yeah, you know what I mean, just like get into that, because it's got a part, some of those party track feels to it as well, so you can just kind of bump to it and be like, yeah. And it's got other tracks where it goes a bit deeper, you can think about the lyrics and what they mean and that kind of thing. So there's a level to this as well. So yeah, for me, banger, wanger, definitely a bang. I think Dizzee dropped another banger. Dizzee drops bangers, let's be real. Dizzee's been dropping bangers for a minute, and this is no exception. It's another banger, another great album. E3AF, if you haven't heard it, check it out. If you have heard it, let me know what you think of it. Was that a banger for you or a wanger for you? For me, yeah, definitely a banger. Big up to Dizzee Rascal, big up to Raskit, big up to everybody who featured on this track, on this album. Big up to everybody involved, because it is a banger. But yeah, that's my thoughts on E3AF. If you've got any suggestions or recommendations, let me know. Remember to like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. But that's gonna be it for the minute. So guys, until whenever, if ever, peace.